The war in Ukraine destroyed his city and his childhood. Izym. Ukraine. The 16-year-old likes to walk alone, covering miles with hands in his pockets and music loud in ears. If Kate Kobets walks far enough, she can escape into a world of her own. This place where childhood was not destroyed. His home is war-torn. His soldier stepfather locked up as a Russian prisoner of war, and he and mother are holed up in shelter for much of the year after he turns 14. He is part a generation of young Ukrainians living in the midst of a conflict that is entering its third year with no end in sight. Growing up during a pandemic, with gunfire and bloodshed in its wake, Kate, like many of her peers, is unsure what this means for her future. She knows that she is luckier than some of her friends who lost their homes and even their lives. Yet it is difficult to make sense of all this. In interviews during visits to home over 3 days, Kate said she felt frozen. Life put on hold when Russia invaded country in February 2022 and then captured city a month later. It was a brutal occupation that lasted 6 months. Kate's mother did not want to divide her family. By the time they decided to evacuate, it was too late. Kate was there when 80% of Izium was destroyed and more than 1,000 of her neighbors were killed. He was there when the city, a major transportation hub in eastern Ukraine with a pre-invasion population of about 45,000, was liberated in September 2022. His classes are still online. His friends have been displaced. The person he is in love with is in a different country. There are mines and at least one mass grave in the forests he loves. Still, she thought that being 16 would be different. More freedom, more maturity. But his birthday came and went on December 4th. And now it's the same. I thought, wow, that's great. I am going to grow up so much. Kate said. And I feel like a 10-year-old kid. Almost every day. She walks until legs ache and her mind goes blank. Remembering what life was like. Escaping what she has become. To remember touring the center of Izium. Kate wandered through her memories. The city has changed but streets remain the same and she finds peace in streets. It was late December, and was walking slowly, surely, as if she could go unseen, in a donated women's parka that had not yet outgrown. Her red hair peeked out from under her beret, and her cheeks were a sandstorm of light freckles. He stopped at every crosswalk looking back and forth, as military vehicles roared past, belching black smoke. He passed his old school. Its red and white bricks crumpled and its roof open to the sky. Kate recalled that in the winter, students would build a skating rink out front. Once a girl slipped and broke her arm. This was big news at the time. It seems like he'll wake up in the morning and everything will be the same as before, Kate said. After passing schoolyard, it cut through city's main park. It was covered with trees. A